Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Garcia and welcome to another edition of Matador Center's Friday Art Studio. I have been with the Matador Center for over a year now, and it is my privilege to have the opportunity to create activities for you guys at home for your development, and also we're trying to extend this idea of youth development to the concept of multi-generational development. So activities that is accessible for both youth and your parents and even your grandparents. So today we're going to be doing face portraits, but a very special kind where they're going to be very uncontrolled, very messy, very loose and free flowing. And for example, we have this that a young student did. Here are some other examples. And this project is inspired by the artist Wangechi Mutu. Wangechi Mutu is a Kenyan born artist. She creates these large body portraits that are very organic, very they are chaotic, something you would see out of Armageddon, where human body parts, they're hard to distinguish because her bodies are fused with those of animals. Overall, her body portraits could be very grotesque, which is to say kind of gross looking. But the idea behind this is she's creating artworks that are very bold and powerful. And if the word you want to use to describe her work is hideous, she's creating works that will grab your attention to make sure you don't run away from the truth, which is ideas about our bodies. For example, we're always in a state of aging. You know, we're always getting older by the second. And although this may be scary, it's part of life. Underneath our skin, our cells is always it's always in action. And so, once we understand that, no matter what skin tone we are or kind of hair type we have, we all share this common thing, which is we're human beings and we're always aging, which is both a beautiful thing and a sad thing, but we just got to accept that, and it's scary. And I think that adds into why Wangechi Mutu creates body portraits that are very off-putting, very, very powerful though. So, without further ado, I will tell us our materials. You're going to want a rather array of brushes, some large, some small ones for detail. Some sort of crayons. We have our regular kind of crayons, and then crayons that are oil pastel. And I'll tell you why oil pastel crayons are going to be very special to this project. You're going to want some sort of spray bottle. You can reuse a sort of spray bottle, a cleaning bottle. And if you don't have one that's empty, there's very cheap ones you could buy at Family Dollars or Walmart's. Just put water in it and you will be using that today. What else? I would recommend some sort of liquid watercolors because they disperse very well, which is going to be a very prominent technique for this project. And right now we're just going to have to practice, get used to this technique before we attempt to draw our face in a very loose, chaotic manner. So, you're going to want some sort of tray. Put a little bit paint. A little bit of paint.
Let's make some water in here. And just mix it up.
So, essentially, we're creating our own watercolor. It's not necessarily branded watercolor, but it'll do the job. And I want you to see the difference of oil pastel and regular crayon. It's in the name. These crayons have oil in it, and oil repels off of water. Or water resists oil.
So we're just going to draw marks. And I want to show you the reaction of whenever we add water. And so, let's add some water.
And we're going to use our spray bottle, kind of bring it at an angle.
This would make for some gnarly kind of hair, eyebrows or something.
Now, I want to show us real quickly the benefit of branded actual watercolor that's almost very ink-like.
Especially when we add material like this. I don't know if you can see quite right, but you have the watercolor resisting the oil pastels.
And so some other examples that other kids did in their practice of just experimenting are as shown right here. So you can almost work in sessions or in layers of when you work and then you let material to dry on your paper. Then you add some more stuff too, maybe more detail, or to add more darkness into certain areas. So the drying, it could be annoying, but look at the drying component as part of the art process. It kind of forces you to kind of work fast as well, but also to go slow and be very mindful of your decisions. There's no way really to create this kind of look right here without just letting it do its own thing. Oh, it's almost like a surprise, especially with the spray bottle.
There's a surprise to it.
It's almost like you have to be in control of not having control with this kind of technique of watercolor and a spray bottle. And so I'm gonna just create an ordinary made-up face, but one that I'm gonna try to be very gnarly with. So without further ado, my favorite place to start with is the eyes.
Keep in mind, I'm using my oil pastels and not necessarily my crayons, because the crayons, they don't have oil in it.
how about some purple eyebrows? And what I'm doing is just working very fast to try marker.
Alright, let's add some of our first watercolors.
This is when you want to use your water cup. I'm gonna try this first time. See, this is what happens whenever you don't do everything, kind of the steps you need to first. You can't necessarily apply watercolor on top of the water. Let's see about it green. Use your fingers. Let's do some like that. Add some water. And then
Orange here. I like it. Now, and so the fun thing about just adding extra materials, not knowing what's going to happen, again, this was a surprise for me. These specific kind of markers that are kind of more art crayons, not like Sharpies, they actually, the material in it mixes with water pretty well because here you see some purple. That purple came from this marker, which was a surprise to me. so towards the end, if it's very heavy water, you can play around with it. Have it mix up. And there it is. So pay attention here. How that water wants to go around it. More bodies of water. And I think we're done. It almost looks as if someone just decided to put their hand and smear that stuff.
And I think we're done. It almost looks as if someone just decided to put their hand and smear that stuff, but we didn't. It was just the water behaving how I wanted to behave, and that's the beauty of it. So after you're done, you want to look at it and be like, huh, it's gonna be pretty darn hard to find someone who looks like this in real life. Color adds so much dynamic to this. So the more diverse color you use, the better. The more bold you are, it's scary to not know the outcome of this. But one thing you can control is how you feel in the process of making this. And I could tell you, it's super enjoyable, and that's the goal of it at the end of the day, to have a good time in this activity. And most of the time when you like what you do, you can end up liking the outcome. And that's all that matters, that you're proud of it. This is one of one. I'm gonna go ahead and say this could never be replicated, just because of it just became chaotic in nature with the spray bottle. Just the randomness of choosing materials to add here and there. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, everyone, please have a good day. Respect your bodies. We're all the same. We're all aging, which is something scary. And that's something that's been on my mind recently. The theme of aging. And so, I don't know. Looking back at this artwork, you could kind of interpret it. And the way you interpret something is influenced by what's been on your mind recently, what you've been going through. And so, yeah, when I look at this, I think of the anxiety of aging. As much as you resist it, it's still going to happen. And I feel like the more you resist certain truths about yourself, such as aging, ageism, the more uglier it's going to get. So the sooner the better. And in the process, you create beautiful artwork. So. Anyways, please do this project. It's very awesome, very fun. And yeah, everyone, please take care of yourselves, and goodbye.